With all the potential matches being considered for Gervonta Davis' next match, his team has finally revealed who his next opponent will be. One potential opponent that the boxing world was looking at was Naoya Inoue, and Floyd Mayweather was a big fan of this matchup. Floyd stated, "What I would like to see is if he could fight Gervonta at a catchweight. That'd be a hell of a fight. What I need Inoue to do is do like we do in the US now. I need him to come fight in the US, random blood and urine testing. I think he's a hell of a fighter. I won't take nothing away from him. And I like him because he takes a lot of my stuff from my playbook, but that's okay. We're supposed to. You're supposed to take from the greats." Showtime's president, Steven Espinosa, believes that it could have been possible as well. Steven stated, "You never know. It sounds a bit crazy, but it's only 13 pounds more. I'd love to see Tank versus Inoue. After that performance versus Stephen Fulton, I wouldn't put anything out of his reach." Bob Arum thought that the potential match was ridiculous though, and Bob stated, "Inoue at 108, and now he's worked his way up to 122. He's a tremendous star in Japan. Virtually nobody in Japan knows who Tank Davis is. And why would Inoue, who's undersized at 122, talk about fighting a guy Gervonta who's essentially a junior welterweight at 140 pounds? It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, I know Gervonta Davis sells in the US, but again, it's not good for Inoue to rush up and fight guys so much bigger than he is. I don't care about the stature of Tank. That's why they call him Tank. He's a bigger person." This was a fight that Davis was a fan of, and he has a lot of appreciation for Inoue.
Inoue's
The color hair?
No,
He is good.
21-0, undefeated. He's a 3-division champion. He's a big puncher. He was champion 112.
Man, I'm a puncher. He is good.
Who's that?
Inoue. Yeah, he's fighting this weekend.
He is good. I'm gonna watch him.
That's the one you asked where he come from.
Yeah, he's Japanese.
Good. His placements and everything.
Footwork,
Yeah.
defense.
He's 29 years old, and I said that 28. But I said that Manny Pacquiao and Triple G didn't get famous till after they were 30. Tank, are you willing to go down to 118 to fight him?
I can't get the 118.
But if you could have, it would be fireworks.
There was also the potential of Gervonta moving up to fight Terrence Crawford, and Gervonta was confident in his chances against Crawford.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terrence Crawford look?
147? I tapped that chin. You know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he
He ain't
is.
got no chin.
I already know he is.
You said no chance.
I got round 5.
I got round 6.
We'll go with that. I'm gonna put my money around 6.
Originally, Terrence wasn't too keen on taking the fight, but then he changed his mind and invited Davis to come up to his weight. Terrence stated, "What, champ? Who's undisputed at 135 pounds? Devin Haney's got all the belts. He's the champ. Nobody else is the champ. Tank's the bigger draw. There's weight classes for a reason. Tell him to come up here with the big boys. I'll welcome him." Shane Mosley didn't think that Davis had a real chance against Crawford, though. Mosley stated, "If Gervonta Davis goes to 47 now and tries to fight Bud Crawford, I think that Crawford will probably, maybe stop him. If Gervonta Davis takes some time to fill into the weight at 47, it could be a different fight, but I still say Crawford wins. I mean, they say that Gervonta Davis is really big. He walks around pretty big, so he could actually do it. But I mean, Crawford's arms are too long. He's a little taller, but he has power. He has his speed. He switch hits. I mean, I don't know. I think that Crawford would have the big edge in that fight. But like I did it, I jumped from lightweight to welterweight to fight Oscar De La Hoya, and I was successful. But the difference with that is, I was actually bigger than Oscar in the Olympics. I was 139 to his 132. So I was a really big fighter anyway. Gervonta Davis is coming from 26 to 30, so it's a little different." Brian Norman has sparred with both fighters, and he actually thought that Davis brought more power with his hits. Brian stated, "When I sparred Terrence Crawford, I was 20 years old, and he tried to old man me and show me I was a boy. But even when you see him fight, he doesn't necessarily one-shot people. He beats you up, then he kills you. But as far as one-shot power, who got that? I've got to give it to Tank." There was even talk of Davis taking on an epic crossover event against Sean O'Malley. Davis' trainer didn't think that Sean would really have a chance against Davis, though. Kenny Ellis stated, Tank gonna whoop his in the first round. Any tiny lightweight would beat him. Tank, Shakur, Haney, all those guys would beat him because they're boxers. All of them would knock him out. You better leave those boxers alone before you get knocked out. That didn't matter to Sean, though, and he called Davis out after his win against Aljamain Sterling.
Who do you think you would ever fight? Or you said Tank Davis?
Yes, sir. That's happening. Just like I said that I'll be fighting for the world title, I'll be world champ. I've been saying that for 5-6 years. People are like, shut up, that's stupid. You're blah, blah. Me versus Tank will happen. I believe I could win that fight too.
Just pulling up to that T-Mobile, Gervonta for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I can picture it already happening. I can picture it already. It'll happen if he stays out of jail, right?
Ryan Garcia didn't think that Sean had any chances against someone like Davis. Ryan tweeted, Sugar Sean, you are good and all, but stop talking about this. I'm going to box stuff. You'll just get knocked out. After that, Ryan tweeted, boxing and MMA are two different sports, and if you need a reminder, let me know. I'll gladly do a tune-up for my return fight. Leonard Ellerby wasn't too surprised by Sean's call-out, though. Leonard stated, Tank has established himself as one of the biggest attractions in all of combat sports. This kind of stuff doesn't surprise me at all, LOL. A big fight that a lot of fans are calling for is Davis and Shakur to face each other, and Shakur seemed confident that the fight would happen soon. Shakur stated, there's only one fight. Me and Tank will be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens. I can see it happening not too far in the future. I think Tank will sign that contract, and I'm going to sign the contract too. 135-40. Mikey Garcia really thought that Tank would be able to handle Shakur easily, though. Mikey stated, at 135, I'd probably pick Tank just because of that power. Shakur can box and be very elusive and tricky, but so can Tank. Plus, he's got that power where one punch is all it takes, so I'd probably still pick Tank. It turns out that Davis has a completely different fight in mind, as he's revealed that he's fighting a rematch against Isaac Cruz next. According to Michael Benson, the Gervonta Davis versus Isaac Cruz rematch is reportedly being lined up to potentially happen next, hence why Cruz was unavailable for the vacant WBC lightweight world title fight, and the WBC ordered Shakur Stevenson versus Frank Martin instead. When Davis' trainer spoke about Davis calling out Terence Crawford, he revealed that he had his eye on Isaac all along. Calvin Ford stated, he was just playing around. Tank does that to get an eyebrow out of people. You know how The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, puts his eyebrow up? You know how when they talk about Naoya Inoue, his weight class is down too. Everybody said something about that fight. Right now, we're just worried about that contract coming across our desk. That's what we're getting ready for. My thing is Pitbull. Isaac Cruz has admitted that he's ready and willing to rematch Gervonta Davis to get back on top. Isaac stated, I'm ready to put Mexico on top once again and show that I'm meant to go up against the best. I'm making sure that I'm working harder and smarter and making the most of everything I do in the gym. It's not just about how hard you hit. You gotta be smart and have your punches connect in the way that you meant them to land all along. I want the American fans to know me as well as the Mexican fans, so I have to go up against the very best. First, I want that rematch with Gervonta Davis no matter what. After that, I want to face Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.